Every morning, the same patrol car rumbled down the old dirt road past the Henderson farm. Inside was Officer Mike, a kind-hearted deputy who had watched over this little corner of the county for years. And every morning, Officer Mike stopped at the Henderson farm. Not for any emergency. No, he came for something much simpler. He came to visit his smallest friends. Patch knew that engine better than any other sound in the world. The moment he heard it, his whole little body started to wiggle. Because that sound meant one thing: his friend was here. Officer Mike always knelt down to Patch's level. He said even the smallest hello deserved to be heard. And he always brought a little treat in his pocket. Soon the whole family came to say good morning. Even the mama dog, who was usually very protective, trusted Officer Mike completely. He was part of their pack now. The farmer, Mr. Henderson, always offered Officer Mike a cup of coffee, and the two men would talk for a few minutes about the weather, the crops, the little puppy who was growing way too fast. One day, Officer Mike gave Patch a special gift, a little junior deputy badge for his collar. He said Patch was now an official helper of the sheriff's department. Patch was so proud, even if he didn't quite understand why. Every day, the goodbye was the same. The dogs would sit in a row on the porch, watching the patrol car disappear down the road. And every day, Patch was certain his friend would be back the next morning. But one morning, the patrol car didn't come. Patch waited and waited. He didn't understand. His friend had never missed a morning before. The hours passed. Patch didn't want to play. He just watched the road. Every distant engine made his ears twitch. But none of them was the one he was waiting for. The afternoon sun moved slowly across the sky, and still no car came. His brothers tried to cheer him up. They brought him a stick, they rolled over, they barked. But Patch just kept his eyes on the road. His mama stayed beside him the whole time, her big white body curled around his tiny frame, as if to say, "I'm here, I'm not going anywhere." Mr. Henderson came out and sat down beside Patch. He explained that Officer Mike was just taking some well-earned time off. Patch didn't understand the words, but he understood the gentle hand on his head. He knew the farmer was telling him it would be okay. Patch looked down at the little deputy badge on his collar. It was still there. And somehow, that made him feel better. It was proof that his friend was real, and that he'd come back. Meanwhile, far away, Officer Mike was thinking about the farm too. Even on his days off, he'd look at the photo on his dashboard. A picture of a tiny white puppy with a brown patch over his eye, sitting proudly with a junior deputy badge on his collar. And he smiled. He knew a little friend was waiting for him. Then, late one afternoon, Patch heard it, a distant rumble. He stood up so fast he nearly fell over. Was it? And there it was, the patrol car. Coming back down the road, Patch could hardly believe his eyes. His friend was coming home. Officer Mike stepped out of the car with a big smile, and Patch, little Patch, jumped right into his arms, covering his face with puppy kisses. The whole family crowded around him. Even the mama dog wagged her tail. Officer Mike knelt down and let them all climb over him. It was like he'd never left. The farmer had made something while Officer Mike was away, a little wooden sign that said, "Friend of the Henderson Farm." He said the dogs wanted Mike to have it. That evening, Officer Mike stayed a little longer than usual. He sat on the porch, Patch fast asleep in his lap. The farm was quiet. The sky turned pink, and everything felt right again. He stroked Patch's soft head and whispered, "You know, little buddy, I missed you too, every single day. And when Patch finally closed his eyes that night, he dreamed of sirens that didn't wail, sirens that just played the happiest song, a song about friendship and waiting, and knowing someone always comes back. The next morning, Officer Mike came back, just like he always did. And Patch knew, without a doubt, that some friendships are forever. Because true friends, no matter how long they're away, always find their way back.